This is one of those things in watching this team, right? I'm just so unbelievably excited. I watched this offense and this defense respond. I watched them be able to make changes. I watched them be able to do all of these things that in my, we've talked about this. We've seen so many reports about like Lions fandom. It's not the same old Lions. Like I said, being able to watch this, this game even with mom and dad.
Oh, I know. It's so special. You posted a Dopp family photo. I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. The fans were the 12th man here.
Incredible.
That was as loud as I can remember.
Yep.
And it certainly caused some problems.
Yep. Our friend Matthew Berry was there. He already couldn't hear very well going into the game. Still can't hear after the game. That's how loud it was. So
seems wrong that he was there, not you.
Yeah, well, we talked about it a little bit, but yeah, I'll tell you what, this Detroit Lions team looks great. I think in all honesty, the rush defense is as good as it has been. This is going to be a really fun game against the number two team taking down running backs in the Detroit Lions, and the number 3 team in taking down running backs, the San Francisco 49ers, because what Detroit was able to do.
And the number 1 running back in fantasy.
And the number 1 running back that you took for your War Room League to lead you to a championship, Jahmyr Gibbs. He had 9 carries for 74 yards and a touchdown. This kid is destined for superstardom. That's all there is to it.
I was going to say fantasy chat for a second. Jahmyr Gibbs next year. Where do you think he go? People mocked me a little bit for taking him as early as I did. And I understand it took a while for him to really get integrated into the offense. There were a couple weeks where you were wondering if that was going to pay off. But you know what I heard over and over again? That looks like the draft capital investment made by the Lions was certainly paying off. Nobody was commenting about him being taken, 12th overall. Mm-hmm. It sure looked like it was worthwhile in this game when he not only put up 74 yards on the ground?
74 yards and a touchdown.
And a touchdown, and then also, catching passes like he's been doing it his whole life. What a day for him.
Yep. How high is too high based on the fact that you've got a guy in David Montgomery that this Lions team also wants to use, right? That's the only question we're trying to figure out, because the talent and the speed and the explosiveness and the shiftiness, everything, the pass catching ability, they use him at the goal line even.
I think the Lions will be one of those teams. They'll be Miami-like. They will be able to support 2 running backs.
And
I think their offensive firepower is enough that they can support 2 running backs fantasy-wise. It's not necessarily, everybody in fantasy wants to know who's going to be the main guy. And I think you're seeing, the younger Jahmyr Gibbs is going to offer them a more dynamic presence, but the power with Montgomery, he showed a lot this year to me. I probably underestimated what his contribution would be coming into this season, and he's not done. But I think they can support 2 running backs.
I agree with that. 2 years in a row, they have had 2 top 25 running backs. I think they're the only team 2 years in a row to be able to do that.